Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this position. It is white to move, but there's a problem. Big problem. Two connected pass pawns for black and they are pushing. It doesn't seem like there's a way to stop them. So for example, if we thought about a move like rook to d3, attacking both of these two pawns, well, he can just push one. After we take, he can promote. And that's not winning for us. If we want to attack the pawns from behind, for example, rook to g5, he can push the other pawn to h2. We cannot take, he's going to promote. And whenever we play king to h5, trying to stop the pawn from promoting, well, technically he can just push, and we can try to push to this one, because whenever he takes, he will be able to promote. So it doesn't seem like there's a way for us to stop this. And the king's too far. I mean, only if the king was here or here, it can stop both of these pawns from promoting. But it's very not clear how we're going to get the king there. Okay. And for example, rook to d1, it doesn't do much, he can just push, and we have nothing. So, the only move that wins here for white, it is the one and only rook to d2 check. Now, as you can see, black has three options, either king to a3, king to a1, or king to b1. Let's see first what happens king to a1. Well, the king now is on the same line as these two pawns, so we can play a check, doesn't matter where the king goes, and then we can take this pawn, he pushes, we go here, he promotes, and then we take it. So that's not winning for white after king to a1. Sorry, king to a3. Let's see king to a1, what's going to happen. King to a1, we can play king to b3, ready to checkmate on the next move. He cannot run away from the checkmate. He can push, he will be checkmated, he can go king to b1, but is also checkmated. So, not king to a3, not king to a1. The only move for him is to go king to b1. Okay, now what? What are we going to do? Well, still we're not stopping these pawns. So the only move here is to play king to c3. King to c3, we are defending the rook, and we're trying to wave a mating net against the black king. So for example, if he pushed here, for example, g2, trying to promote on the next move, the only thing we have to do, we have to play a check, the king moves up, and then, a really beautiful move, rook to g1. Yes, this is crazy. See, the idea behind rook to g1, he can never push, right? Because he will lose the pawn with the check. He's going to move the king away, and he's going to lose the other pawn, and this is a winning endgame, of course. He's forced to go back, and then we get the checkmate somehow. So he can now play h2. Okay, if he does not play h2, he only has one legal move, and that is king to a3. And as you can see, the white king is controlling the black king's movement, and rook to a1 is checkmate. That's why he cannot play g2. What if he played h2? Well, it is the exact same thing. Rook to d1 check, king moves to a2, and rook to h1. See, rook to h1, he has two legal moves, either g2 or a3. a3, king to a3 is going to be checkmate in 1, so he cannot do that. And if he pushed g2, then we have rook takes h2, pinning the pawn. He cannot promote it. Once he moves the king, he's going to lose the pawn, and this is also winning. So now we understand that after king to c3, he does not have the right move. He does not have g2 or h2. Okay, what if he went king to a1? Well, we have king to b3, and then it's going to be checkmate no matter what. So there's only left with one move, king to c1, right? King to c1. Now, as you can see, the white king is controlling these squares, so we only need to check by the rook, and it's going to be checkmate, like this. So we go rook to a2, trying to checkmate him on a1. Now he can never, push any of these pawns, it's going to be checkmate. For example, let's see if he decided to run away, for example, with the king to d1. Then we play king to d3. He can never push, he's going to be checkmated. If he pushed to e1, to e1, we play king to e3. He can still now push. If you play king to f1, we play king to f3. Still cannot push, it's going to be checkmated. And whenever he moves, away, now we have the time to take this pawn, and he's going to be losing this, of course. Okay, so he cannot go king to d1. because we're going to keep chasing the king until we get to the pawns with our king. What if you played king to b1 though? What's going to happen here? Well, king to b1, we're going to play rook to e2. The idea of rook to e2 is the same idea as before. He can never push because we will have a check. He's forced to move up, and then we're going to play rook to g1. He's forced to either get checkmated or to give up both of his pawns. By moving here, we take with a check, and then we win the other pawn. Okay. So after rook to e2, what if he cannot go here because that's checkmate? What if he went to a1? Well, then we have king to b3. It does not matter where he goes, it's going to be checkmate as well. So the entire solution for this puzzle is to find the exact same move that's going to allow you to, whenever he plays g2 or h2, we're going to give him a check, and we just move, in front of the pawn who's almost ready to promote, and that's pretty much it. He can never move away because he's going to get checkmated, and he can never push because he's going to lose all of his pawns. That's a really cool puzzle. Thank you so much for watching.